Hey, welcome back everybody to another episode of Modsauce. I'm very excited because today we're actually starting to build new things. Um, with the last episode I was really stressed to get that out, honestly, because I wanted to catch up. I wanted to start recording new things and get back into this series. It feels like the last, week and a half with this whole restart and so on. It was like I felt disconnected from you guys. I wanted to bring out new videos and exciting new things, and I felt bad that I couldn't, but we're finally at the point where we're starting to make new things and progress and have fun. Alright, well, I always have fun, but you guys weren't there to share it, so it wasn't as special. Okay, so let's get going for this episode. You guys saw last time that I had some things prepared in here, and I didn't have the time to finish that, so I want to get started with this because we're actually going to use some of these items. The first thing I want to do is make an ultimate energy cube. I have this one for a couple of days now with me when I was on the go to recharge my tools and so on, but I haven't used it anymore since I made the resonant flux capacitor. That thing charges everything on the go, and I'm using it because, all the different tools plus the staff of traveling. It's nice that this just keeps everything charged, and once this one is empty, I only need to charge one thing. And that's really convenient. But let's make this ultimate energy cube. And I would have made this off camera, but I wanted to show you guys a few things that I thought are quite important. I spoke with other players and some of them didn't know about this. You guys see this recipe right here. It shows diamond dust or compressed diamond. And the same for this recipe. It's compressed obsidian or just a refined obsidian dust. Now, why is that important that you know the difference between that? Because I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to waste some diamonds, but that's fine. Where's my crusher? Right there. So we're going to put in one diamond here to get the diamond dust. And the other diamond I'm going to put into the enrichment chamber, which I still have this stuff in, to make a compressed diamond. Alright, so now we got the diamond dust, and we're getting the compressed diamond. So both just cost one diamond. But when you put this into the, right here, metallurgic infuser, now pay attention, when you use the diamond dust, you get 10. Okay, that's just 10. And you need 10 of the diamond to make one of the reinforced alloys. Now you guys see this is empty. But if I put this strip in, which is also just one diamond, we get 100. So now we can make 10 of these for the cost of one diamond instead of just one. And the same is for when you make that refined obsidian. So instead of just making one with one diamond, we're just gonna make 10. Because they're always handy. I needed that for the sword, and there's also some really good armor you can make, and I'm not sure what else, but we need it for a few mechanism machines also. Pretty sure the Digiminer is gonna need that also. And I took out the other 10 already. Let's just wait for this to cook up. Alright, good. So now to make this reinforced alloy, the atomic alloy with the reinforced alloy, we can do the same thing with this refined dust. So instead of using 1 for 10, you put 1 in here and make the compressed version. And then put that in here with, let's just make 10. And that's it. So altogether now on this part, instead of using, make this the wrong way, 20 diamonds, we pretty much use 2 diamonds. Yes, 2 diamonds. So that's a huge saving, and I just wanted to show you guys this. And the rest of this recipe I'm not gonna craft on camera. I'm just gonna go ahead and do this real quick and put it together. Okay, I finished crafting this ultimate energy cube and I hooked it up here and it's charging. And we're gonna need that in a minute to charge this. I forgot what it's called. Exchange. This thing right here, the Resonant Exchanger. Now, if you are familiar with Thaumcraft, this is pretty much like the Wand of Equal Trade, but it runs on power. And I got all the items prepared for it. It's just a Tesseract, Resonant Flux Capacitor, 2 Enderium, and an Eye of Ender. And you can make this one first, the redstone exchanger, which I don't know. I guess to me, think you're wasting a little mats, and I just want the resonant right away, and we got the mats, so let's just make this one. You can upgrade the redstone one, I wanted to say, in case you don't have the Enderium and so on, but it's a very cool device. And I'm gonna go ahead and get it charged up, and once it's charged, I'm gonna show you guys what we can do with it. Okay, it's not fully charged yet, but I'm a little baffled right now. I went up to the wind turbines, they're all completely drained. But this ultimate energy coup is charging. And this is charging at the same time, and it says receiving 20,000 RF a tick. So my calculations are right. I'm only making 3,840 RF a tick. And this cube is charging and the thing is charging. I don't understand where this power is coming from. If you guys have any ideas, or if I don't understand something. I mean, this has a max output of 20,000 RF. So why is this cube charging while this is charging? Anyway, I just wanted to show you guys this. I'm gonna wait until, well, it's actually done. Let's just pull it out. And I can finish charging it afterwards. So let's just take any block here. Let's take this netherrack, for example. Let's just test it with that. So this is the block I would like something to look like, okay? So you see how when I press shift, it shows me the outline of the stone it's gonna take. And now I right click it, and now on the top left you see we have 63 in our inventory, and it's gonna change in a radius of 3. And let's just change this right there. So when you right click this now, it changes that, and you see on the bottom in my bar, I got these 7 blocks now. So why did I want this? I'll show you guys real quick. When I work down here making this mob farm area, I was thinking that, you know, I want to make a different floor and stuff. And every time when I do something like that, I have to dig it up and then lay the whole floor down again. Well, let's just say I want this to be stone bricks to start with. Why not just, let me get my bag out so we can actually do it the way it's supposed to be. Let's get a few stacks. And now I can take this resonant exchanger and just point at, I want this to be stone bricks. And then just go around and change the floor like this. Instead of having to dig it up and place it back down, this is gonna save us a lot of work. I think it's really cool. And it runs on power. You guys see? Oh, it's being charged by this. Let's see real quick if we can see. It shows 10 million. Let's just keep going a couple clicks and see how fast this thing drains. I'm not sure. And it should even pick up the silicon ore for us. Well, very bad value, but oh well. Yeah, this thing doesn't even go down. Oh, I'm out of stone. It goes fast, I guess, with this. Anyway, I wanted to show you guys that I made this tool, and I think it's really handy. Gonna save me a lot of work. And I am gonna go ahead and hollow this out now and prepare this room so we can start with our first mob farms. So let's take a look at the beginnings of these mob farms slash jail. The entrance, by the way, I decided I'm gonna change up soon. I'm kind of annoyed walking behind the sword, but I put the travel anchor down here instead of outside so I can go directly between the workshop and here. That made it easier. But let me give you guys an overview of the first few mob farms that we're gonna have in here. This first one here is just gonna be a passive cursed earth farm that's constantly gonna run. But we still have to do a lot more preparations to get this one going, like mob essence storage and so on. You guys can see it's gonna run on 8 grinders, 4 on each side. So this is a very large spawning area. And I just wired it on top because even with the magnum torch on cursed earth, mobs spawn. So if I turn this light off, it instantly starts spawning, even with these few spots. And from the look, that's why I wanted all the basalt stone. I don't want to have this brick out here. I have it for now because, well, I already laid it all, so I left it for now. But once the farms are working, then we're gonna make this look, you know, like a jail. Dark, damp, nasty, horrifying, and so on. We'll figure something out. But the lights come together over here in the wall, and I'm figuring that the dungeon height itself is gonna be right here. That's why I'm not doing anything up here. I'm gonna leave this open up here, so if we ever need to run any more cables or something, we can do that. And so it's gonna be lower on this side. Over here, it's gonna be taller. This is gonna be the netherrack blocks. Each one of them is gonna be an auto spawner. So there's 2 here, 2 there, and 1 on the floor. And I'm hoping that this spawning area here is big enough so we can even spawn a ghast in here. And if not, then we're gonna make a new spawner just for a ghast and make this another double spawner here. But I want multiple spawners because they got nerfed really hard in 1.7. So you need multiple ones to have some kind of an effect. If you need a bunch of slime balls or blaze rods or whatever, you can't go with just one. It takes way too long. But what I want to set up now, because I'm going to need a lot of tesseracts, 1, 2, 3, and 8, so at least 11, probably more. And I want more ender pearls, and we got that shard, so I set this one up over here, and I want to finish this now and get it started. Now, I got this idea from Duranis. I was chatting with him, that I was a little frustrated that I can't figure out how to make a tier 5 drop farm. I've seen other people do it in their videos. I just can't get it done. Even when I put it over the ocean, they teleport down to the platform. I could then set up iron spikes and so on, but I really don't want to make this farm far away. I'd like to have it here. And he said that he's been killing Endermen, and he used it on a regular Enderman spawner here with quicksand. How this is gonna work, hopefully. The soul cage will go right there. I guess we can put that already. Right here. And they spawn, and they instantly start sinking down into the quicksand, and because it's only 2 air blocks underneath, they suffocate in there. I have no idea how much lag this is gonna cause. If there's, 20, 30, I don't know how many, 40 of them standing here. If it causes too much lag, then we're just gonna turn it off and figure something else out. But I'd like to try this now. And you guys see I made a ton of dark glass. War Power has a big sheep farm going, so he has barrels full of wool, which is really nice because I had to take down my sheep when I moved them. I had to go back to the desert and get more quicksand, but I got enough. And now, well, let's set this up. And I figured down here, because it's all dark, I'm gonna use this skystone chest. Because, it works, and it's not a wooden chest, so hopefully it's gonna be fine. And I made a few of these advanced item collectors. Oh, wait a second, I cannot have this down one. This needs to be up one. Otherwise an Enderman might fall into this hole and then not suffocate. So let's put this one up here. And we need 1, 2, 3, 4. So radius X is 4. Y2 is enough. And Z also 4. Okay. Filter we don't care about. If there's head drops and stuff. I need to add another chest. I forgot about that. I'll grab that in a minute. But from there, I figured we're gonna use a item node. Set that on the bottom here. All right, let me close this hole again. And then just run transfer pipe over here. And then this guy, for now, I figured we're gonna start with 4 speed upgrades. It's really not that far. And if we need more, we can always put more, but 4 should be enough, I hope. And then I was thinking of... Is this one up? Okay, so I'm gonna put a chest here. Change this real quick. Alright, so I'm gonna bring the chest here in a second. And then here we're gonna set a deep storage unit for now. If I need ender pearls, then I just come down here and grab them. And eventually it's all gonna go into our sorting system. But for now, it's good right here. And let's close the rest of this quicksand. I really hope this works and I don't have a ton of Endermen just everywhere in a minute here. Get the soul shard. Am I too far away? Oh, because I'm holding down shift. Cool. And I also brought a wires lever. They work really nice. Right? And we'll put that right there. Okay. And now let's close this off. By the way, to give you an idea, it's actually pitch very dark down here, okay? It's just night vision I have on. Which I think is really cool for recording. I don't know why I never used this before. And I love this dark glass. We're gonna use that a lot, I think. And, well, while we're at it, let's just go real quick and pick up a chest. And we're gonna use one of the adjustable ones and bring 7 upgrades for now. That should be plenty. Where's my... There we go. Bam, bam. God, I really hope this works. Oh yeah, I can open because these adjustable chests are awesome. Even if there's a block above them, you can still open it. I love it. Alright, so now if I press F7, it's all red X's in there. Got something. Got to close this. Why didn't you guys say something? Alright. And cross your fingers, everybody. Let's see what this kind of mess we're getting into. Oh yeah, oh my god, this is gonna take forever for them to fall down there. But I guess once it gets going... Let me turn down the sound. I'm gonna bring sound mufflers down here. Because the sound is gonna start here in a second. Well, good thing is they haven't ported yet. I like that, and they stopped spawning. So it's definitely not efficient. Not efficient at all. That means I need to move this spawner up out of the spawn range. Or I don't know if it's actually on... Quiet. If it's actually on... Ooh, let me turn off my magnet so I don't suck anything up. Alright, so they're dying. Ender pearls go in here. And the gobbledygook goes there. Well, you know, if we're not running any power on these and so on, I think it's good for now. It's a nice little stream. First wave, we got 12 ender pearls. So this is gonna go up pretty quick. Well, I'm gonna let this run for a while and then I'll check back. So this has been running for... I'm gonna guess about 45 minutes. Let's see what we got. Only 3 mob skulls so far, but that's fine. That's not bad. Almost 800 ender pearls. For just a slow farm like this, it's I like it. Definitely gonna leave it like this until there's a much higher demand for ender pearls, and then we'll figure out what we're gonna do. And over here, I closed this up for now completely and turned it on, and now finally the cursed earth spread. So what I'm actually gonna do now is turn on the light in there again, so when this chunk unloads, which, well, when I get out of range, they should all die eventually. But let's go back to the workshop. There's one thing that I wanted to set up this episode, and that is a few of these crafters. Now, I have not used them before, but I've seen some other people use them, and it's an auto crafter, and we can set up a chain. For example, I would like to set one up in here, temporary, until we figure out where we're gonna put them, and if we like them, we might set up multiple chains, who knows, to make all these grinders that we need and so on. So all I gotta do is dump the raw materials in it, and it makes it for us. Because the grinder needs all these, you know, non-stackable items, I think, like swords and axes and shears and so on, I think. So I figured let's just set this up and play around with it and see if we like it. And in order to make this, we need these zombie controllers here, which you need a slice and spice machine. Slice and splice. Oh my lord. Not my word. And this is right here. The machine. By the way, I forgot to mention, in the Enderman farm, the item collector, I changed the X and Z to 7. There was some ender pearls all the way out in the on the edge, and that just wasn't picked up by the item collector. So I changed that. Give this some power back here. Yep, we only need one. And then let's see what this does. I've created some powered spawners before, so I remember that I believe it does not use up the axe and those shears. Now, how does this go? Here on the head. Oh, you can only make one at a time? Oh, boo. Wait, I already got it wrong, don't I? Yes. Nope. But this doesn't work. Do I need to have a zombie head specifically? Alright. No? There we go. We should have a few of those. Make 5. I want to make 5 of these machines. Even if we don't need them, we got them. Oh. Okay, so that's making it. Can I drop the next stuff in already? Cool. Alright, I'm gonna craft up 5 real quick and set them up, and then we'll play with them. I set up these 3 crafters that I made over here, and while this might not be the best example on what we could achieve with them, but I think it will give us a good idea on what is possible with them. Just hooked up the power, and the first 4 are pulling out the item conduits. And on the last one, it's the insert. I didn't set any ports on the back of these machines and stuff. They are all set to none. But I think that it will still work with the pipe. If not, then we'll change that in a minute. And so the end product is to make grinders. Put the items over here. So let's say I unclick this. There's actually 7 in here because I had 7. You just click once here to tell it, hey, this is the recipe I'm trying to make. And then when it receives items, I'm guessing it knows what slot to put them in. So as soon as we get the first piston, this should go, and then it needs to wait for this next gold sword and so on. And I want to make 11 of these grinders. So I limited the plastic sheets over here to just 11. So when those are gone, this should be done. And then we just take out the rest of the materials. At least that's how I'm thinking it works. I haven't tried this yet. This one over here is making more machine factory blocks. I know we're getting 3 per, so we're gonna get 30, but we're gonna need more for harvesters, planters, and whatnot eventually. This guy just makes us pistons. I have pistons, but I kind of want to, just see how this does it, and so I'm making 16 more. This guy doesn't do anything, and the first one makes these golden swords. So now, well, I'm guessing what should happen is when I drop the gold and stick in here, it should craft one, but it should not get pulled out. Because in this one right now is no room. There's already a golden sword. So let's just try this out. Let's put the gold and the sticks in here. And now I wonder if this is gonna actually... Aha, it is smart enough. So it is distributed, it made one, and it did not get pulled out. So that is pretty cool. And now let's put all the stuff for the pistons in here. And let's wait for that. Yeah, we need 1 piston now. So let's wait for this piston to come over here. And probably the hoppers aren't the best idea because they're really slow, but... Oh boy. I speed this up by just putting this in here, please. You would have dropped it there, so hopefully you're smart enough to distribute that. There's 1, and it should have gone over here. Yeah, and it's crafting them. Look at that, that's cool. So, yep. Oh, I only gave it 5 books. Let me grab more books. So we need 6 more books. No idea why my FPS is so bad right now. So 6 more books, and that should make our 11 grinders. Put those in here. Like I said, probably not the best example in the world. But if there's something we need to automate in the future, a lot of it, we can certainly make use of these. Alright, what are we stuck on over here? Oh, I never gave it the smooth stone. Let's just drop it in here so this is faster. 8, 9, 10, 11. This is pretty cool. I like this. This is quite a smart machine. This might be something we could even use with AE. So if you before we get the auto crafting setup, the molecular assembly chamber, we could just put an interface on top with a recipe to make us pistons, for example. And then the interface knows to send, 4 cobble, 3 wood planks, an iron ingot, and a redstone. And then this machine knows how to craft it and comes back out, and then just in an import bus. Yeah, I like it. I think this is gonna be very cool. And I'm gonna go ahead and get downstairs so we can set up these grinders. It's been a few hours now since that last cut. I had a lot of preparing to do and help the other guys on the server with a few projects. But now I got all the stuff together so we can set up the items over there, and I'm sucking up the ender pearls. But look how many ender pearls we have now. After a few hours, over 2,500. That's really good. I don't think we're gonna need more than that. That's a lot of tesseracts we can make. And I put those 3 grinders over here for now. Nothing is hooked up. And the other 8 over here, also not hooked up. And then I was fiddling around in a single player on how I want to set this up. Now, a lot of times I put just a tesseract back here on each one of them because it's just the most convenient. But I don't want to do it this time. Don't want to use 8 tesseracts so close together and then one to a tank and so on. So I want to try it out with just the Ender IO conduits and see if that works good. I've also cooked up 3 stacks of steel plates because I wanted to make the biggest steel tank for all the mob essence. But I simply don't know where I want to put the tanks yet. I kind of want to put that in an area where, it goes with the theme. I just don't want to slap a tank somewhere. So for now, I decided to just use a few drums. So we made 4. So that is, over 1,000 buckets worth of mob essence we're going to store. And I think that's good enough. And if these guys over here need a lot more on demand, then we are going to set up the tank, just not yet. And I made this little thing down here that's going to be our access basement. I'm going to put an elevator or something in here later on. And again, down here, I'm going to keep it bright because, well, it's not really part of the jail. Only maintenance people come here. Alright, so I put 1 tesseract here that we're going to need for power. And I don't want to hook up the item conduits from the bottom. Because, as far as I know, the grinders and maybe a few other of the MFR machines like the harvester and so on, when they cannot, when the adjacent inventory is full or a pipe, then it will simply spit that item out through the back, through this hole. But if you have an inventory there and that inventory is full, then the grinders will stop. And that's why I'm going to put a chest here first. I'm going to have to think about, maybe a different looking chest or something. I don't know yet. But for now, we're just going to go with the regular vanilla chests. So that way we cannot have any spillage if something goes wrong. That's always very important too. So, and I also, these last few hours, I made a lot more conduits. I got really tired of always have to making them. And I have more stacks of all these alloys from Ender IO in a chest upstairs. But now let's just run this. So let's start with the power, I think. And we can just run this down here all the way across. I ran the whole energy conduit now across all the grinders. And now let's do item. Actually, let's do the fluids. I think that can be extracted on the bottom as well. And we'll set up the outputs and so on in a second. But I'm gonna run them across on both sides and then bring them down in the middle the same way. Now let's add all the item conduits. Same way. Now we're gonna have to do a lot of tinkering with each one of the connections. But that's the beauty of Ender IO to me. Okay. Let's do the one in the middle first, and then I'm gonna show you guys the one on one of the grinders and the other ones I set up off camera. So the two we want to come over now. I am going to say, well, go down one. Or should we just, yeah, let's go like this. Let's go down with the item and the fluid. And then we want to do this. Come over with the fluid once, and then I'm gonna come over like this. Yes. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's put the 4 barrels here. Okay. Now let's just set them all to insert, just to make sure that we don't have some kind of a weird loop. Insert. Okay. And then we're gonna put the item conduit. Okay. Like this. And I brought, wait a second. Yeah, we can put it like this. Okay, and I brought 4 of these chests. I'm gonna use chests initially and, you know, figure out all the different types of drops we're gonna get. Because while there's so many different mobs that can spawn, and I just forgot all the different drops that they can have. And then once we have figured out, you know, these are all the drops that we're gonna get, then we're either gonna replace that with barrels here, or maybe by that time I have barrels or deep storage units or whatever set up in our sorting system. And then we just put like an ender chest here or something like that. But for now, I mean, this is a lot of storage. When all this is filled, by that time, we should definitely be confident that we know all the things that can come to these chests. So this is the item mode on the Tesseract, and I want to disable that. And the same with the fluid. I want to disable that. And energy, we want only extract, always active. So now we only have energy coming out and no items or anything will go into the Tesseract. And now on these over here, they're already set to extract, but we need to turn off always active on each one of them. And then on this bundle right here, we set the item to disabled. And this is fluid to extract, always active, and energy insert, always active. So let me just, yeah, so this is what it should look like. Where's the, yeah, this back here is the energy going in, fluids coming out, and items are disabled over here because we want to make sure we only take them out of the chest. Because if this gets backed up, then there's an issue down here, and then I want this grinder here to stop. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up all the other ones real quick, and then we'll turn it on and see what happens. So I played with these connectors here, and I caught myself sometimes forgetting a setting I wanted to, so I had to double check over and over, right? And then I remembered that there was a tool from Ender IO that you can use to help you with that, and I never used it before. And I just played with it a little bit just now, and it looks pretty promising. It's this Conduit probe. I found them in a dungeon chest, actually. you don't seem to be able to craft them. I'm not sure. Let's see, where is it in here? Oh, come on. Let me find it. There it is. You can craft it like this. All right. But I actually have 4 of them upstairs in one of my chests, and I wanted to show you guys how this works. So first of all, on the bottom left, you see I moved my armor out of the way so it doesn't take up the spot down there. But you see these two, a handheld icon and then the copy icon. And when you press shift and scroll wheel, at least there we go. Now it's the probe. So now when I click on something here, right click, it gives me all this information. Like how much is stored in it and yada yada. But that's not what we want to use. But when you now we're back in the copy mode with shift mouse wheel. And now when you click, not on the gray part, not on the connector, not on the corner, you gotta click right there on that gray part apparently. And when you hold shift and right click, you see it says copy the settings. It's hard to see because that icon is there. But I just want to show you guys real quick. So let's change this guy here to insert in whatever, brown channel. Okay, so completely different. But because we copy it from over here with shift right click, and then you just right click on this conduit, look at this, it changed it to the exact settings that we have over there. So redstone mode off and always active and extract. So now let's mess up this one right here real quick. Let's just say item is in and out, fluid is insert, and power is disabled. Okay, so completely different. But let's go over to this one that is set up correctly. Let me just double check. Items disabled, fluid extract and always extracting, and energy insert always. So let's copy this setting. So shift right click on that pipe there, or the conduit, and now I'm just gonna right click here, and look at this, it changed all of them at once. So now I can make sure I just go around and click each one of them, and I'm always gonna have the correct settings. I think that is really handy, and I think I'm gonna make use of that a lot over the next few weeks and months. Make sure, because those are the hard ones here. The items ones was only one connector. I didn't mess those up, but these in here. Okay. Well, I think it is time. Let's see if this works. I'm gonna run over here and turn off the light, and we should see mobs instantly spawning. There we go. Alright, let's go here. That's the last thing we gotta do. And we're gonna use my wind power. We don't want items, we don't want fluid, and energy receive only. I already hear them dying instantly. Okay, chest should be empty. The fluid should be empty. Let's just watch this one guy. Alright, it's killing stuff. The fluid instantly disappears. And it looks like it's distributing it across all 4 barrels, but I'm fine with that. 3 buckets, 1.7, 1.1. So we're getting this fast. And we got items already. Like we need ender pearls. Yay, ender pearls. Well, cool. I think this is working. And I'm gonna keep my eye on it, so nothing here, you know, backs up. Maybe I messed up something else. And I think this is a really neat little system we got set up, and definitely saved a lot of materials for not making these tesseracts. And let's just use this conduit probe now when it's doing something on right here. Let's see what it tells us. Got 230,000 RF. Machine buffer, average output, average input. I don't know what all that is, but it works. Cool. All right. I think that is it for this episode. Let me turn this off. Yay! I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and if you did, I'll appreciate a thumbs up. That is always very, very welcome, and I love seeing those likes in the morning when I get up, or I check 50 times during the day. Who am I lying to? Alright guys, next episode, between episodes I should say, I'm probably just gonna work on figuring out how I want this place to look like. the dungeon feel and so on, and prepare more stuff upstairs for the next episode. I already have a really cool idea what we're gonna use these crafters for, and I want to start setting that up beginning of next episode. All right, but enough rambling. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.